Okay. All right. Good afternoon, Miss Gowans. I appreciate you taking the time to meet with me today. I wanted to check in regarding lesson plan alignment to ensure our instructional goals are effectively meeting the standards of students' needs. So, the goal of this conversation is just to clarify expectations, discuss any challenges, and determine actionable steps to strengthen alignment moving forward. So, but talk me through today's expectation. Well, let me stop. Let me back up. I know today we were all kind of thrown off. So let me just, say that I am taking it into consideration. Today we was thrown off. We did have the ninth grade meeting this morning, which did take up a lot of your class period time this morning. So I am factoring that in, and I'm factoring it in. So just kind of walk me through the expectation today and the goal of your expectations for the students.
All right, so we're currently working on the story, and we're the leap, and we're actually going into. I didn't want to overload them with good enough because that's what we're gonna do on the with the boot camp.
Okay.
So I kind of pulled the story and just still did the ECR and the SCR on it. So we end up reading the leap, and then they had finished this SCR. So now they're moving on to ECR. So I know that the AI is big on evidence. So evidence. So I'm trying to get them out of just doing 2 evidence and try to push for 3 if possible. So what I did was I wanted them, before we even got started with we looked at the topic. So what they were asking, what the ECR would be about, so the question. And it was asking for examples of flashback. So basically how the flashback was related to the story. It was something about that line. So what I wanted them to do is to go ahead and find the flashbacks within the story and write down 3 of them of their own. So that way when they do go ahead and get with the ECR, when we begin next week with actually writing the ECR, they can already have that evidence. And then at the bottom of it, it was like example number 1, flashback number 1, flashback number 2, flashback number 3, and at the bottom it was like, okay, so why is this evidence important? Why is this flashback important? So I want them to try to kind of see, like, if you go ahead and get your evidence and try to get that together, and then I already have it and explain it, you don't have to do the hard part because our kids struggle with the evidence and trying to knowing how to bag it up.
Right.
So that was my focus today, was actually pulling out evidence of their own.
Okay.
So that way they can be ready when we write the ECR.
Okay, and that's understandable. I did see that within the lesson today and the students responding. So in addition to that, right, in reviewing the recent test plan model, right, it just kind of, I guess I was thrown off, right?
Yeah.
Because it's ECR for Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday and Thursday is like reviewing or focusing more on revising, editing, and inferencing. And then Friday is like that review day, because some days we get double A days, double B days, right? And so it's imperative that we stick to that, just to create alignment across the content, right? And again, understanding that things do happen. We got a assembly this morning. I mean, in education, we're always changing and just, tweaking things to fit that. But so back to that alignment part. So I did get what you were doing. I did get the flashback. I do think it is needed. But right now the focus is more so star-based. Of course, what's more bang for your buck? ECRs, revised editing and inferencing. And I also feel that if we focus more on the ECR, if they can do a strong ECR, the SCR is a guarantee, right? Because it's just an extension of that.
So can I answer the question?
Yes.
So with that, like, I wasn't just focusing on the flashback. That was a part of the question for the ECR. So basically what they was doing was, the question had, I forgot what the question was, but it has to do with, okay, the example of flashbacks about the mother and how she became blind. So that was preparing them for the ECR. So basically, go ahead and pull out their evidence already so they can already have it. So I guess it was just a preparation for the evidence for the ECR, because that's actually a part of the ECR what we're doing. So when they come in, it was like Friday, because I wasn't here yesterday, but Friday was like, okay, let's go ahead and get started, because something might happen next week, let's go ahead and jump ahead. So that way when we come in next week, we can go ahead and start on the whole entire, so they saw the prompt, so they previewed the prompt. They annotated the story. The checking for comprehension was to pull out the flashback examples. So I kind of did the PACE method with this one, just so that we can already go ahead and get started with the ECR, because everything that I'm doing is aligned with the ECR, SCR. So we doing nothing but right. I just want them pre-planned so they can see it first.
So today, because you weren't here yesterday, you were back tracking with this group from what you missed yesterday. Okay, that makes sense. And that is also good to know, because so Monday is ECR, Tuesday ECR, Wednesday, Thursday will be the test questions, and then that Friday is a review. Okay, and so overall, that's just the ultimate goal, right? Because we also get unexpected walks, right? And so once they, call me down and ask me what is English 1 doing, and I'm like, oh, we doing Jeopardy today. It's Friday. It's a review. And then y'all doing a full-fledged lesson. It's like, who's wrong, who's right. And so it's just always good to, communicate that. And I know today when I came in, it was right after the freshman assembly. You were in mid-lesson and we didn't have time to conversate that. So this is why it's also good to have these face-to-face conferences with each other, to also gain clarity and not just assume.
Because you probably was confused.
I was like, oh my Lord, what in the world? But I mean, and the good thing was everybody was engaged, everybody was on task, everybody was working, but I was thrown off like, oh my God, we don't have time for this. Star's coming, and that's just our push for right now. So I would say our action steps moving forward. Instead of it being a lie, because you have explained to me that what happened, and I was absent Wednesday, so I get it. Our action steps should be more communication based, right? So just either shoot me an email or just, let me know, hey, I wasn't here yesterday, so I'm going to just back up with yesterday. And then that way I can cover you if somebody walk in, or you can cover me, and then we can just all, cover each other. With that being said, because at the end of the day, it just needs to be alive across the board, because we all have to move these kids together. So, any questions, comments, or concerns? No? Okay. Well, thank you, Ms. Gowans. All right.